Well, it does not feel real, but this is the last video for the first half of winter. Welcome back, everybody, to Stardew Farm here on Fantasy Valley, as I often like to say. Where the spirits are happy, as we checked last time, and I've got a bit of a decision on what to do with my day, because since the spirits are happy, it would be a good day. Dear Delta, you usually don't give my recipes, but since you've been a sweetheart to George and I, I've written this one down for you. Evelyn, rice pudding. Since the spirits are happy today, on one hand, I do need more iridium. I've only got 2 bars left after I make this set. Because I do want to upgrade a tool today. And I do want to do the watering can. So on one hand, it would be very good to get that done. Oops. Let's just do that. Move this here. On one hand, it would be good to do the fishing tournament again for day 2, and it would give me some good money, but I also wouldn't mind doing some mining, because after the watering can is done, the only thing I'll have immediately for iridium is the pickaxe, but I might end up waiting on that for the trash can, and also for the pan as well, the steel pan that I can upgrade to gold. So I am in a bit of an impasse immediately, or, admittedly, not immediately. Brain stopped working there for a second. That's nice. What else do we have? We do have to work on the gold quality vegetables. The goblin problem we can't do anything about right now. We're kind of, again, unfortunately stuck in a bit of a waiting period for that one until what needs to happen happens. But I might poke around a little bit and see if I can't find a way to potentially circumvent that. We'll see what happens. I do believe we've given Evelyn and George, yeah, we've given them double items today. So there's not much I can do on that front. I think we'll just wait for the next day to roll around when all the gifting resets. And figure out from there what we're gonna do. Put that back. Check the mushies, and then we will look at our parsnips and see how we're doing there. With a little bit of luck, we'll actually get that done this episode, which would be very nice to not have to worry about that produce one, because that one is a bit rough. Alright, let's see how we're doing here. These aren't all perfect. Ah, of course, 23. Alright, well, let's toss some of these in here, I think. Since I have to take them all the way to Pierre's, it's not worth waiting for the, or not worth walking all the way over there only to walk back. So yeah, I'm going to put the silver quality ones in, or anything that's lower than gold, basically, into here, and then we'll just replant everything that was not gold. Yeah, there's a few bok choys as well. We'll probably just, like, plant all of them. We might as well. And I think this is primarily what we're going to do, is just get that Pierre's, or, like, donate everything to Pierre's that we can, upgrade with Clint, and then we're just going to go straight to fishing. It would be nice to do some of the stuff with getting more iridium, but we can always do that another day. The fishing tournament, once it's gone for a good bit of time. So I'm okay with waiting if we gotta wait. At some point I am going to add more trees in here, but I kind of want these ones to grow, first and foremost, so I actually remember what trees are what. Most gardens that you see where they're all fancy and whatnot are probably going to have 2 of every single tree. I'm personally okay with just having 1 of each, simply because while the fruit is nice, you use it in a fair few recipes, and there are certain ones that a lot of villagers like, such as Robin liking the peach, Elliot liking the pomegranate. They're not super vital where you need to make a ton of them every single day or anything like that, so for that reason I will be okay with just having the 1 of each, I think. Alright, we'll pick up this last set here. Oh, there's a parsnip I missed as well. Oops. So these are what we have. That was close, though. It was real close. Probably with the other ones that are growing here, this will probably be enough with the potatoes if they finish first, if not with the parsnips. There we go. And we'll move to here. I say we're taking a lot of time, but if you watched the last episode, we didn't get to the squid fishing until about 5, and I would say we made out quite well on getting all the prizes. I think we needed like 8 and ended up with something like 12. It might have been more than that, honestly. It was well over what we needed, is the point. And that'll be another thing to quickly toss in here. There. Right. That and that and that can go in here. Put those away. I'm going to grab the trash can, put in that, so we're good there. Nobody had anything else, right? Yeah, just pears. Okay. And since we're focusing on fishing today, I should probably give myself a little bit of extra room, even though I mentioned it last time, we might as well. I'll hang on to the coffee, simply because this will make me move faster, so I might as well. So just so I remember where I'm going, let's put all of this stuff up there. And there we go. Oh, I do need to bring the hoe with me, though. I mentioned that when we first started. I said, unless you're upgrading the hoe, you need to always take it with you. How are we doing on... We could probably stand to bring another... Well, we'll take this with us for sure, but we can stand to take another tackle with us. Alright. It is still worth checking on... I know it's very often going to be either a winter root or a snow yam, but it is always worth checking those artifact spots. Once you've got the ability to make those artifact rings, it would help a lot. Ah, if I'd known, Gus. If I'd known. I mean, I could still do that, but if I'd known, I would have, like, just brought the one I had with me in the first place. Alright. So that's 23 out of 25. We just need 2 more. There's no way we don't have 2 more. I'm gonna grab... It's for Gus. Like, if it was anybody else, almost anybody else, I'd say, like, screw it, don't care. But it's for Gus. This day feels like it's just flown by. How's it already almost 2 in-game? I feel like I've barely done anything. It does feel a bit weird to have the watering can be upgraded, because by this point it's just like, well, you've been so insistent on sprinklers, like, you barely need it. And you're right, you barely need it. However, when you get moments like, oh, I need to plant for the first time, and the sprinklers won't work on day 1, so at that point, you kind of do need it to some capacity. And there will be other things you will need it for that is not just watering the crops. So do be aware of that. You're welcome. And I can't buy things from this side, so I'll buy it from that side and give it to you. There we go. 2 hearts away with Gus, but we got a little bit more money, and with any luck, we won't be too far away there either on getting him to max friendship. To think back to a time when the mixed seeds were like, oh man, we got mixed seeds, excellent. You never know what could come out of those. Now it's like, don't really need those. You got a square pumpkin, also known as the copper trash can. So we'll take a look at how that's changed in a second here. Some fish stew and some fire quartz. And lastly, iridium watering can. Also, here's the steel trash can. When trashing an item, you reclaim 30% of its value. So yes, with our copper one, I believe it's a smaller amount. It won't do anything here. Like that, for example. I believe it's 10% of the value. You can get it as high as 60 using the iridium trash can, and that's kind of... It's kind of, like I said, one of those things of just, you upgrade it for saying you upgraded it, and every time that you do have to throw something away, it's like, well, at least I'm getting a little bit of money out of this, but it's not a be-all, end-all of, oh yeah, this is well worth my time. Here. I guess we have been putting the fishing, or food things in here. Yeah, I guess so. Alright. Off to go fishing. Since we showed the fishing tournament last time, there's a good chance I'll probably cut some of this out and just go straight to the prizes, because you kind of already saw me do this yesterday, so you know what we're in for here. I did keep a fair few of those videos a little bit longer for what you've been seeing, but that's also because it's summer, so, you know, people usually have a little bit more free time to do other things, but it kind of varies from person to person. Yes, today we need 10 in order to get our big value prize, so let's see if we can't manage it. And hey, I don't need to worry about the crab pots anymore, because we've got a lobster, and that was the last thing that we needed. A large ocean-dwelling crustacean with a strong tail. I completely butchered that because my mouth was dry, and I should take a sip of water here. There we go. So yes, on our collections, there we go. So yeah, you can see that, like, money-wise, these just aren't worth that much. Like, the biggest one is, what, 120, and it's like, no, most of these other ones, like, you could make a much better amount off of. And you're also going to be catching them at iridium, so even something that's pretty low will likely still outweigh a higher value thing from the crab pot. I don't have the chops to catch squid, but that's fine. I'll just cheer you on from here, kid. Alright, well, suit yourself. But yes, I think I will go ahead and cut here. So I will see you when either A, we've caught 10 squid, or B, time runs out. Whichever happens first. Or if something interesting happens, of course. Alright, this is what we are looking at here. A fair bit of the credit should go to Linus, because I fished up some of his bait, and of these squid, 2 of them were caught by a double cast, so I would have had exactly 10, but I actually picked it up at about probably 10 o'clock is when I got everything, but this is what we are looking at. I've got deluxe bait equipped because I picked up a fair bit of that from treasure chests as well, so that's why the regular bait is not being used. For the rewards, let's have a look and see what we can get rid of. The mystery boxes we can just combine together. That's easy enough. I am okay with getting rid of the trash items and the seaweed and the geode. That's easy enough. Obviously, I want to keep the treasure chest because good money there. The bobber, I think we can... Oh, no, we can't equip that. That's all right, though. So yes, this will cause fish to escape slower when you're not reeling them in. This one's pretty good for legendary fish, especially if you do have the, like, advanced iridium rod. This is probably one of the ones you're going to want to put on there. It will help quite a bit. Let's see, I've got a few spaces left here. Probably the best bet is to just get rid of the wood. It would be nice to have a little bit extra, but that's okay. It's not the end of the world. Plenty of gold ore, I suppose. And then the sardine row, I guess, because sardines are pretty easy to come by, so therefore the row is easy to come by. So yep, that's just a hat. It's a chance we're squid on the head. No thanks. Triple shot espresso, we've seen that before, just the sea, same thing. And seafoam pudding, I think we have seen this before. I don't remember if I bought it, but it is at the Dance of the Moonlight Jellies. But this is another opportunity to get it for a whopping +4 in fishing, which is a very good amount. Right, so let's speed off to bed. Check the trash cans real quick and see if I can't nab anything from one of those. But yes, this does mean that if the spirits are probably anything at average or above, that we'll probably go mining. And even if they're not, I might still do it anyway. It'll depend. I would like ideally better conditions. I kind of don't want to spend materials on bombs is going to be the big part, because I'm going to need more sprinklers and stuff for setting this up once we get to the back half of winter / getting ready for the start of spring. So it's going to be interesting to see how that all plays out. As for the fishing stuff, I think I'm good to just kind of sell everything other than the lobster here and the sea jelly. What are we doing on those? We got 11. Oh, yeah. Actually, I had more than I thought. Yeah, we'll get rid of a few of those. That's the only trash item we have right now currently, so we'll put that in there. These will go in here. I'm just going to sell this because it's just a treasure chest. Just toss that in here. Row, bait, bobber. These are food items. Oh, right. That goes in here. And I guess since we're using this again, we can stack that there. These are all food items. Once again, the hat we'll put inside. And I need to grab some cranberries because it looks like those are done. I should probably also start smelting some stuff here. We'll do some gold, why not? That'll be a pretty good haul money-wise. It's not going to be the best we ever had or anything, but there's a fair bit of fish, some rare ones in there, and lastly, some cranberry jelly to top it all off. Let's see how we made out. Yeah, that's not bad. It's not bad, 14,000. So yeah, the jellies were most of that, obviously. For fishing, kind of just a little bit of everything here. And then for the others... obviously the treasure chest clearly did pretty much the entirety of that work. Bringing back the good old days whenever we started fishing and fished up a treasure chest that gave us that gigantic boost at the start of the game. It was crazy. Alright, chocolate cake. What better way to spend the cold winter nights than digging your way through a rich chocolate mountain? Are we still doing phrasing? Is that a thing? With my help, you'll be on your way to creating the finest cake you've ever laid your eyes on. There's no comment. No comment. Degenerate minds. Spiritual neutral, the day is in your hands. That's honestly enough to convince me, I think, that we should do a mining day today. Let's just throw some stuff in here. But yeah, I do think it should be a mining day. We got mail. Starting tomorrow, yes, already there's another event after we just finished that other one. There's going to be another one on the 15th, 2 days later. A traveling merchant fleet will dock at Pelican Town for the yearly night market. The market starts at 5 p.m. and will be in port for the next 3 days at 5 p.m. every time. Please visit the beach after 5 p.m. to join the festivities. There's free coffee. Yep, there is. So yes, you've seen this on the calendars, the night market. This is a pretty big one. In fact, at least in terms of collecting things, this is actually probably the biggest event. No, not the Christmas equivalent. You would think it would be, but no. So you do not want to miss any of those days. You are going to want to go to the night market, so this is probably going to be your last chance for a little bit to do any other things, like where you have to go really far out, like into Calico Desert, for example. What are we doing with the relationship with the goat and the cow? I should check that. Just out of curiosity. 3.5 and 3.5. Well, everybody's at 3.5 or better at this point, so we're doing pretty well. Nothing there, and let's check on in here. I don't think there will be anything ready. Nope, nothing yet. I'm okay with passing on doing the stumps today, as we do want to be a little bit faster. So put those away. It is Sunday, so the traveling merchant is in town. Here's the ores. Yeah, I think that'll honestly be good. I'm going to put this away because I don't want it to take up extra inventory space. I don't really think we need to be like super sprinting here, but just enough to... or we can say we went at a decent rate. We'll drop one of these off to the wizard, too. Why not? We're already kind of over there. It's a good excuse to say we had a reason for the warp totem. Yeah, and I could be making, like, the mini obelisk or whatever it was, because I think I have that recipe. This. To warp between. But it only works on your farm, so basically you're probably just going to put it at one entrance and another one at the second entrance. And that's basically it. It's fine, I guess, but I'm not a big... It's not going to mean life or death for me. Yeah, I don't really need any of these things, so we'll skip on that. Good morning. And away we go. It is Sunday, so we could bring something for Clint himself as well, so we'll do that. There's not really anybody nearby him, but we could swing by Evelyn and George. Do we have max friendship with them? I don't remember. George we do. Evelyn probably not. I haven't seen her as frequently. We have an okay relationship with her, though. And then since we're heading back that way, Pierre... Abigail probably won't be there. Caroline. We'll assume Abigail's there. And then Harvey, we can use the coffee for him. Because we're going to have to head back home anyway to drop off all this stuff that we're going to get from the mystery box and frozen geodes. Alright, I did say I wanted to start with that. So how are your tools holding up? I mean, they don't decay, so they're holding up fine. A sturdy ring. Interesting. Alright, well, we'll just add those to the pile. I'm not sure how you crack open a mystery box and find 4 more of them inside there, since they're all the same size, but it's a mystery. It's supposed to be weird, right? Some bombs. Those could come in handy very soon. Alright, fair enough. Straight ring cuts the duration of negative status effects in half. That's not bad, but it's not as good as glowing, attracting item, and increasing attack damage all in the same weapon, as well as, again, increasing the collecting radius plus the light. You forget how useful that light is until you don't have it anymore, and then all of a sudden you realize, oh, that's actually pretty useful. We'll make a quick run into town. Alex, you're actually here the one time. Hey, the grid ball game is on today. It's my favorite day of the week. Freaking Sundays, man. I tell ya. Right, we didn't have anything for George. For Evelyn, for you. Should make some hot soup to stay warm. That's a good idea. Aren't you cold? They don't make sweaters like they used to. Yeah, that's not just an old people saying phrase, too. It's because, you know, whenever stuff is built for, well, primarily wartime, You tend to want it to be better quality so that it doesn't fall apart on your soldiers. Harvey, your birthday is today, so we need to make sure to not forget you.
Harvey's birthday, and as I've said a time or two, he's a bit of an oddball when it comes to favorites. Still, he is a doctor, so we'd probably better be on his good side, no? For Harvey's love list, there's a bit of an eclectic set of items here. Coffee can be picked up at the saloon any day, so there's a pretty easy one here, luckily. Pickles, wine, and truffle oil all take time to make, and you will not possibly have the super meal unless you've gotten it from the traveling merchant, as the recipe is given to you by somebody in year 2. For Harvey's like list, I'm admittedly not going to go into much detail here. A, because the coffee is easy to use and it's a loved gift, but also B, there are a lot of extra things on his like list, which is why you're seeing it in 2 separate screenshots here. Almost all of these are from foraging, and the few that aren't are either from duck or goat. You're a strange guy, Harvey, but I bet he already knows that.
If I didn't run the shop, I'd be outside right now. It'd be fun to throw a snowball. Ah, so you were not referring to the thing I said last time, where it was like, oh, you're just not a fan of that whole rigmarole with religion. See, I'm gonna relax and think positively. You ever take a day off? I do, and it appears Abigail's not here. Or if she is, I don't want to venture too far in there to try and hunt her down. That's not what I meant to do. Sorry, George, don't mind me just walking in and out of the door like an idiot. Hey, Harvey, hate to say this, but I do make a lot more money during flu season. No, you're right. If people stop being sick, I'd be out of business. Don't get the wrong idea, I want people to be healthy. But yeah. Didn't expect anyone to know it was my birthday today. No sweat, my man. Yeah, that's maxed out with him, actually. It's as far as we can go with him right now. And I might decide to romance him, I might not. You never know. I'm actually going to take more coffee myself. We'll dump all of these things off, / plant the powder melons. And then we'll get to mining. Let's see, I can dump those off. I don't need those. Those can go. I'm going to hang on to one of the warp totems because I'm just going to use it to warp back. Take the bombs with me, give up that, and that. These will all go in here. I might eat the crab cakes just for having the extra defense, I think. Those can, of course, go away. The bread can go away. So put this in here. That should work. I don't think we need anything else other than that for Sandy. I don't know what else Pam likes other than beer, and I don't want her driving drunk, so... As the saying goes, does anybody else find it a little bit worrying that the town drunk is the one that drives the bus? It's like, oh yeah, a little bit. It's fine, it's a big vehicle. If I get in a wreck, I won't lose. Those trees are starting to grow, though. That's good. If we start running low on wood, I'll have to make a note to come out here and chop some of this down. It's always sunny here, even in winter. Yep. It's a little hot for my taste. Yeah. I hear ya. I know recently, by the time this goes up, it will be well after, but at the time of recording this, this is like late June, so this was mid to late June, but the UK got hit with another particularly nasty warm front / heat wave, where they were hitting about, well, our equivalent in the States would be about 85 Fahrenheit, which doesn't sound like a big deal if you live in the South like me, but you have to remember 2 key facts. One, it's not just heat, it's humidity as well. And 2, because most places in the UK don't need AC, they don't have AC. Because typically their temperatures are colder, especially in the winter, and so houses are designed to keep heat in, not let heat out. So it actually is quite bad when there's no real way to get away from it. Particular rhyme or reason as for what rocks I'm gonna shoot for here. If I see a big group, I'll bomb them, like so. Like more of those Omni Geodes. And I think despite the area being infested, since this is like a set thing, I think there's actually still gonna be a staircase at the end of this. Yep, it totally is. Later, nerd. Secret note. An X next to the waterfall that's in the north part of the main part of town. We'll have to see what's over there. Do I have enough for a... Yeah, I was supposed to say, I don't need a big bomb for this area, but I could get this little guy out, too. Not really a great spot for an explosive on that floor. Thankfully we're good there, and don't have to worry about it anymore. I always hate it when it does that, where it's just immediately like, yeah, you can't move, you're just stuck and potentially surrounded by the flying dragons or whatever. It's like, oh, okay, cool, I'll just sit here and die. Like, we all like to think, oh, well, you've prepared better for that than that, but every now and again, it just happens. Let's take a look at that note as well. Someone is waiting for you on level 100 in the Skull Cavern. They are. Unfortunately, we will not be doing that today because you're going to want an ideal, fully prepared day where you're using up pretty much every bit of your time. Like, you're going to want max luck, you're going to want a ton of bombs, you're going to want to warp here, you're not going to wait for the bus, you're going to warp straight here. So that is not a today thing by any stretch. Let's just go for it. It's not worth it, okay. I know I said I didn't want to have to do this, but the iridium is more valuable at this point. Wow, really? Nothing. It's gonna be that one single rock down there that I just passed up, isn't it? Also, cryptic note. You found a note that reads someone is waiting for you on level 100 in the Skull Cavern. Fine, if we're gonna be stuck here, might as well grab these. Yeah, there are other ways to get down faster. It's one of the reasons I've been collecting all the stone as well, is you could just staircase your way down to the bottom. Does it take a lot of stone? Yes, it does. But can you do it? Also yes, you absolutely can. Nope, I'm not spending any more time on that floor. That one was practically cursed. Yeah, once we're more prepared and, like, I mean, we'd want the Iridium Pickaxe, but, like, we will do a proper, truly deep dive into the Skull Cavern at some point. That's just not a immediate foreseeable thing. It could be as soon as spring, like once all the crops are set up and everything, like that might be the point. Really quickly. This will boost speed and luck here. Another note. It's a page from M. Jasper's book. The creatures, sometimes known by some as forest spirits or Junimos, are said to appear in the abandoned buildings after they've gone to seed. As a general rule, when humans leave and nature begins to reclaim her territory, the Junimos will undoubtedly appear. Folk wisdom holds that the Junimos display some kind of resident affinity with gemstones that are placed inside their little huts. Also, it's said that raisins are their favorite food, but they're too shy to take them directly from the hand. Of course, all these claims come from dubious, unverified sources. As far as I know, the mere existence of these creatures has never been proven. So yeah, that's giving you a bit of advice on the Junimos, because like I said, that will not be the last that we see of them. There will be more in the future. Give me all your combat experience. If you're going to force me to not be able to go far down enough, I'm at least going to get something out of this. Well, there's a little bit of ore. That's enough to make one more bar, I think, because I think we're at 4 pieces. Now, this feels like a bomb here. On that bomb, I was just about to craft one. Yeah, one more just in case. Better to err on the side of caution when... Yeah, that's why. Between that and getting jumped by the dragons, you really just need to be overall more careful. Let's do some of these smaller ones here. Nope, I'm gonna be careful. Unless you're dropping a staircase, bud, I'm not too terribly interested in you at the moment. One of the smaller ones, alright. These are all a little too split up, so I guess we're going old school here. Tempered broadsword. That's probably not as good as the galaxy sword. It looks like it could withstand anything. Slime slayer, slime gatherer. So if we were to be going after slimes in order to get all the kills and going for the slime item, that would probably be pretty good. But that's not really the goal right now. This game like I think I do. Yep, it's going to put it right near the start. Ah, okay. I don't know if we've seen one of these yet. Truthfully, I do not remember. This is a treasure room. No enemies will spawn here. It's got a ladder. It's a small one in terms of, like, floors. And you'll be given a random treasure. It can be a bunch of different things. You received Warp Totem Farm ×5. This is your opportunity to get auto petters if you did not go with the Joja route, because the Joja route will sell auto petters, I think once you've just cleared it all together. Honestly, don't remember. Which can be useful because it will pet your animals and it basically leaves them at neutral status to where they're not happy with you, but they're not angry with you. You won't lose friendship because you haven't pet them. So if you are, you know, busy with other stuff, then this is a... theoretically could be better. We'll leave it at this for the time being. But yes, if you're kind of at the point where you don't really need the animals super, like, you know, a bunch, or you're going to be doing a lot of stuff that's not around the farm, and you don't want to waste the time, these can definitely come through in a pinch. And you can still pet your animals normally and get their friendship brought back up to an actual positive instead of neutral. That is totally up to you. Should take that. I'll get rid of the sap for that. I know they're not like insanely pricey or anything, but compared to 2 pieces of sap, they sure would be. Maybe. Nope, nice try. Okay. Theoretically, we're in the spot where we should start to see at least a tiny bit of iridium here. I'm probably not going to need all this energy because we are running low on time, but remember, I'm going to warp out. I'm not going to take the traditional way of getting out of the caves here. Nope. Reached a new level of understanding. You can probably guess what that means. I keep picking up sap randomly that I don't want. So yes, a new level of understanding means you now have mastery at level 1. The level will continue to climb, so it's not like you have to go and pick up a skill immediately or you're not going to gain any of that experience that you're doing for later stuff, like right here. You will still gain that experience, so that part you don't have to worry about at least. Me, however, I am out of here. We got a little bit. It wasn't a lot. I would have liked more than... Oh, it was 10, so that's 2 bars. That's not horrible. Might as well be ready tomorrow. Yeah, we could have done better, could have done worse. That was kind of a middle-of-the-road type of scenario there. I guess we'll put the shoes in there as well, why not? That. These all go here. We'll probably have enough time to plant these proper. I've got the hoe. Where's... Oh, wait, I don't have the watering can. Right. It's being upgraded. Alright, we'll just stick to the pieces I can plant on then. I'm going to say for our gemstones, like, 10 should be enough of all of them except the diamond. And the frozen tier, and the quartz. Definitely the jade as well, because those will be traded for something. These are a gift. Diamonds are a gift for a lot of people, and the quartz is used for a fair bit. I think everything else should be okay to sell. I'll go ahead and sell these too, why not? Try to make at least a little bit of money here today. And there we go. Oh, is it happening? Excellent. That's what we were waiting for. Please and thank you. Well, now I kind of want to record more now that that just happened. Yes, here's taking a look at what we picked up for the day. Most of this is, yeah, going to mining for all the different gemstones and stuff. Crab cakes are worth an okay amount, I suppose. And then the foraging, of course. Oh, I'm tempted to record more. I might go ahead and record one more. Yeah, I think I'm probably going to record one more. This game's addicting. Your iridium watering can is ready. So, next time on Stardew, and I think we have to just so I won't lose track, we have a mastery skill to pick up. We have to show off what just happened with the witch over there, and we have an iridium watering can to pick up, as well as starting our next upgrade, because we do have plenty of money for that. I'm not sure if we have the iridium for that right now, do we? We do not, so we will be upgrading either the trash can or the steel pan, probably the steel pan to gold, and work on that. And then we've got a ton of these things to toss in there as well, so plenty of stuff to do. For now, let's hop back inside, stand on this lovely purple rug, and I will say thank you all for watching, and next time we will do all of those lovely things. Until then, see y'all later.